Eskia, the US Congress wamepitisha bill ya kuban your favorite app
Which TikTok?
Yes.
But imekuwa ikipitishwa for
So wamepatiana 6 months. So in these 6 months, apparently, if the Chinese owners don't sell it, then they might have a problem. But sasa, I think imebakisha tu step moja. If this is followed through, it might be the end of Nini kwa US app stores. Yes, it might be the end of TikTok kwa US app stores. But personally, vile nimekuwa nikifikiria hii kitu naona, according to me, it's bullish because I don't think the American whatever cares about its people. And we'll be talking about that Apple later.
Yeah.
Compared to EU. Because I always feel like EU takes more steps to protect people than.
Yeah.
So the fact that EU haijabanned TikTok, then TikTok is not that bad.
And I feel like the beef that they have with TikTok is not on the app itself, but just because it's not theirs. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
I might be terribly wrong. Lakini, if you remember the questioning, when they were questioning the CEO, and they kept asking him, are you from China? Are you affiliated with China? They almost asked him if, if he has ever watched a Chinese movie. It was so dumb. I feel like it's so personal that it's not about being TikTok or being about privacy and whatever. It's just about it being not a Western app.
Yeah. So the story in the House passes bill that could ban TikTok in the US, sending it to the Senate. Sindio? So House Democrats and Republicans say the legislation which would pressure TikTok's China-based owner to divest is needed to protect Americans' data. Senators are still evaluating it. So the House voted on Wednesday to pass legislation that could ban TikTok in the US, as Republicans and Democrats alike sound the alarm that the popular video sharing app owned by a China-based company is a national security threat. So the vote was 352 to 65. Alafu anasema Communist China is America's largest geopolitical foe and is using technology to undermine America's economy and security. So they've said...
yeah, it's like... we are going back to what we learned in history and social studies when we were in school. About, you remember there was the conquest to get to the moon at that time, and every the countries that were trying to be superpowers at that time were trying to, be the first ones to get to the moon. And now everything is about technology. Like, for you to show you are a big boy, you're playing in the big leagues, it's all about technology. So if you feel like there's a country that's coming up and trying to take you off, quote unquote, as a superpower, so you'll try to
fight.
Yeah, you'll fight it.
But kitu funny ni, of course, there are, the few people who actually make real money from TikTok are Americans,
Yeah.
Like Americans make a lot of money. So Americans wale wana make dough from hapo wamekuwa wakitokea.
Yeah.
Because hata there is this like skincare company inaitwa Love and Pebble. Walikuwa ta pro TikTok rally outside Capitol Hill on ni Capitol Hill ama ni Capitol whatever on Tuesday. Alafu kuna like the owner was saying, if you pass this bill you will be literally destroying the American dream.
Yeah.
Asema their business exploded when TikTok came, and now 90% of their business comes from TikTok.
And I noticed that juicy when I was in Europe. Our TikTok in Africa is so different, man. Na vile naipenda na roho yangu yote. It's so different because you usually hear about TikTok shop. But when you're using TikTok here in Africa, you'll never see that TikTok shop. Another thing is the TikTok ads and the ad placements on TikTok. We just used to think eti ni kawaida videos wana create. No, kuna ads, kuna shops where people literally sell like services and goods worth millions. It's not like our TikTok by the it's not. So like I saw a product that, and then it shows you how many times it's been purchased. So for example, kama mi nauza, let's say vibrators or whatever, on my TikTok shop, it'll show how many times they've been bought.
Someone was like King Gideon's Bible, lazima useme kitu ya shetani.
Si vibrator ina vibrate too.
Okay, so tuendelee. I'm ashamed on your behalf.
Waendelea kuwa ashamed, shauri yako.
Yeah.
But then it shows if it's been bought by like 500,000 people, it shows there right next to it. So, it's a good product. Not just quizy, everything is driven by reviews, yeah? And how good a product is or how many times you sell it, it depends on your reviews. So, if you're buying it's so awesome. I didn't know. Me, I just thought ni easy kama hizi video zetu. Unajua hizi video zetu za huku tunakuanga tukiuza mtumba like hii ni 150, like it's just a kawaida video but you're selling using TikTok. I thought it's the same thing.
Third world haikuwagi fair. You know
it's
that?
Not
like,
fair. It's not fair.
World, like
because
even,
I'm thinking about like all the services and products that could be sold on TikTok. Hapa. There's so many talented artists. That's number one. Number two, vitu za made in Kenya are so cool. Like, I don't think you understand. Ata nguo, like, ata bags, easy ma leather bags zenye zimetengenezwa huku Kenya. Kina joka joki, kina whatever. They are so cool. If you open that up to the world, can you imagine how much money these people would be making?
Yeah, iko again. Because hata nishateta hapa juu ya the way Spotify has not monetized podcast in Africa.
Yeah.
And you see, EU would never allow that. And this is now the difference between EU and AU. African Union is useless. And African Union will stay useless even if someone like Raila ends up being chairman. Still going to be useless because African presidents are more focused on keeping power. They never care about EU. On the other side, like even the reason why saizi kuna USB-C,
it's
because of EU.
them. Yeah.
Saizi tafikiria, like when you think about buying an iPhone right now, even if as a content creator, you don't need to buy 1 TB because unajua iko na USB-C, so I can just buy an external hard disk
by the way.
and just attach directly. I can even buy Thunderbolt 2 TB, for example, is 200. Thunderbolt 2 TB unaweza pata $250, sindio? And umenunua, let's say umebuy phone ya 128 an iPhone 16 Pro Max, sindio? Ama saizi I think they're going to have to do Pro ni Ultra, itakuwa Ultra. Umeinunua, then you just buy this Thunderbolt and you're set. You can now just shoot your content and it goes to this very hard disk very fast and you live. And this is because of the EU. Because even the next thing ile tunataka tubonge juu yake, because history ya TikTok, you have anything to add on that? Because of course I'll miss TikTok because I love the fact that there are IKONINI videos, like total views zetu za TikTok are ridiculous. Like a few of our things really go viral on TikTok, but we don't make any money from TikTok. But I'm going to miss it because of that. Zizi, but I'm not going to miss it because in Africa it stays. But now I'm going to miss it because Afrobeat won't be as big in America as it is right now. Because Afrobeat has been helped by TikTok. Kina Burna Boy kujaza hizo ma stadiums and what? It's TikTok. TikTok has like made Americans start thinking that Africa is cool and Afrobeat is cool. So that would be sad.
Because I've also like discovered like really good music from TikTok. I have to shout out Wajine. Do you know that dude? Sings Kikuyu songs. He has the voice of an angel. Oh my God, that dude can sing. And also, apart from that, my dark humor. And I get all my news from TikTok. Everything I get it from TikTok. Kina news, daddy, kina whatever. So, I don't know. So what would be the alternative for them?
I don't know. Wamesema ikiuzwa in 6 months time, they are okay with that.
But they want it to be bought in the US.
I think they want it to be bought in the US.
If some trillionaire, yani tuseme tu kwa mfano, msinimeze nye, niseme mimi nina hela zangu mahali nimeweka as a Kenyan and I buy
you can buy it as long as it's not a Chinese company, because China, everything is attached to the government. Time nani Mao anaitwa Mao, not Mao, this other dude who Alibaba vile alitry kuongea aliquestion tu gava hivi na kadisappear atimao nimemita Alibaba ona alikuwa Jack Ma unakunga vile alibaki ameshangaa. So I think with that in mind that's the reason why like wanataka iuzwe.
And sometimes like I realized ukieka kwa search bar ya TikTok and you search literally anything on this world, as long as it's not nudity and whatever, you search anything, you'll find a video. Someone sat down and researched and made a video about it. And it's, to me, it's just awesome. Because sometimes you won't get all, like in a bite-size video, you won't get it on YouTube. You'll find your Google uncles, welcome to my YouTube channel. There's those ones which they take like even 20 minutes to talk about a point that could have taken 30 seconds. You understand? So I don't know.
Okay